Hi guys, welcome in a Wiki Help. In this video today I will show you how to create and edit a user profile. Every user with an admin access level will have the option to create and manage the user profile. On the left side menu you will find a section Administration. In this section you will have a user settings and the user profile. If you want to create a new user, just add a new user, put an email address, you'll have to put a name of the user, correct name of the user, and then you'll have to decide on the user type. So the standard is any user that will just create the expenses. You might be able to create an administrator. And so whenever there is a person that you have the admin access level, use administrator. Whenever you've got a standard user, so the expenses, with the expenses access or the manager, use this standard type. Below you will find a templates. There are 3 templates already created in the system. So if you would like to create an administrator, you just choose the administrator and choose the admin template. For any other user, you use the standard, and then you've got a choice, either a manager, so use the manager template, or the staff template. I will show you how to create a user that will just create an expenses. If I edit the profile, there will be few things that are very important and I will have to add for every new user. The first thing will be the authorizing manager. Without that, you will not be able to save the profile. So if you scroll down to the hierarchy, you will see a drop down with all the managers in a company that have the access to approve the claim. So here you will have to put a line manager for your new created user. If you would like to add some more information, like the payroll personal number, you can put it here. If you would like to put a start date, whenever this user is starting a work, you can put a start date, you can put a termination date. If you work with a department or a division, or there's any other information you would like to assign to a user profile, then you will find it here in the section coding. In this case, my user is assigned to a department A, so I will just put a department A. So these are all the information that you have to put on a general side. Then on the left side menu, you will have a choice or any other information that you will have to add, so the user will be able to create expenses. The most important things are the access level. So here you can decide what access level the user will have. If it will be a simple user that will just create the expenses, he will need to only have the option an access level draft. For the manager, you will be able to choose a manager access level. If you don't like any selected access, you can just click icon of a bin and it will just go to available. So on the left side, under the available, you've got all of the access level across the system, but they are not assigned to a user. On the right side, on the selected, are all the access level assigned to a user. Another tab that is quite important is the accounts. Every new created user will already have the expenses set up, but you might have some users that will do the reconciliation of the credit card, or they might have some other accounts. Then you will be able to add here a new account. If you would like to store the information like the address of the user, then you can just click here and put the address of the user, and then you can choose the work location, and then you will have a distance that will be always deducted. It's especially for the mileage. If the user is the manager, one important thing is to add a limit of the authorization. So it's not only the access level that you have to add, but you need to decide on the authorization limit. So if you leave this as a 0, the manager, even with the access, will not be able to approve any claim that is more than a 0. In a cost center, this is the coding that you can assign to a user. You can assign a one cost center. It can be a department, division, or any other coding used in a company. In this case, it's just the cost center. But you can assign a one cost center, or if the user will have access to more than a one cost center, you can just select them from the available cost center. Below, you've got the defaults. So what it means, if the user is usually doing the claims and coding into the one cost center, then from the drop down here, you can just use the cost center that he will use. So anytime he will create a claim, this cost center will be populated and he will not have to add it manually. but he will still have the choice to change it if there is more than one cost center assigned to his profile. In a section vehicle, if the user will use the vehicle for the mileage, then you will have a selection of the vehicles on the left side, so you can assign it to a user. With the mileage rate, these are the policies that are used by your company. So if the user is using a private car for a mileage, then you will have to select private car policy. If it will be a company, then you might select the company. Sometimes it can happen that the user will use both cars, so you might be able to select more than one policy for the user. In a category, here you decide what categories are assigned to a user profile. This is a very important thing because you might have a lot of categories across the system, but not every user will use all of them. So just to narrow it a bit, you just need to choose the ones that are relevant for the user. So then whenever the user will create a claim, he will only see those categories that are assigned to a profile. In a claim type, this usually is just populated straight away because it's assigned in a template. But you might have more than one claim types in your company, so then you will have a choice here and you can assign the correct one. If you would like to have any delegation with this user, you can just assign a user that will be a delegate, so then this user can delegate on any account. If you would like to have a proxy user as well, so you can choose a proxy here. It means that the proxy user, if I will, let's say, choose the claimant one, so it means that the claimant one will be able to do any claims on behalf of my user AGA. And the last bit is a history. So in a history, actually, you can check anything that was happening on this profile. So if sometimes somebody will do some changes, everything will be here. So you can exactly check a name of the person that did any change and what this change was. And this is how you create a user. If you want to edit any already existing profile, you just click a pencil next to the name, and then you can do all the changes in the same way as I show you how to create a user. There's one more important thing. If you would like to delete a user, you just click a icon bin and just confirm delete. This user is gone from your system, but it's still in a database. So if you decide that you want to restore this user, just use the filter deleted, then you will see all of the users that were ever created and ever deleted. And if you just filter this user, you will see he is here. If you click a pencil, you will see information about the recover. Just click a recover and this user will be again available in a system. So this is how we create a user and how we edit a user.